Life Practice community.
Thank you very much. Hi everyone. For those I've not met before, my name is Pooja and I'm super excited to take you through this quick, short Pilates sequence. Alright, so we're going to get started right where you are in your child's pose. And just take a breath here, extending the arms forward if they're not already there. And two of the principles that we use in Pilates are control and precision. So we're going to move through a sequence of controlled movements and precise movements. So let's keep that in mind as we begin. And now slowly with your inhalation, start to round through the back as you lift your sitting bones off your heels and bring your shoulders over the wrists. Good. Let's cross the shins behind us, send the hips back and come onto a seat and bring the legs forward. Good. So we're going to make a diamond shape with our legs. The soles of our feet are together. We're going to start with rotation of the upper spine. So let's bring our hands to our opposite shoulders. So hands to opposite shoulders, elbows are up and in front of the chest. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. With the exhalation, we're going to twist to the left or the right, doesn't matter, but feel the rib cage twisting. And all the movements in Pilates are powered by our center. So the center or the core is the powerhouse. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Use your exhale to twist. Inhale, come back to center. Let's add on. We're going to reach the arms to the sides like a ballet position. Elbows are up. Inhale, and we're going to exhale twice to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, exhale. And come back to center. Good. Bring your knees together. So we're keeping our legs still about 3/4 long. They're not fully straight. 3/4 long. Feet are down. Knees are bent. Hold on to the backs of your thighs. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. With the exhale, think of drawing the ribs together, scooping the belly in, and let your ribs slide towards your hip bones as you curve your back into that C shape. So you're really using your core here to keep that C shape in your spine. Inhale here. With the exhalation, scoop the belly a little further in as you reach back into that tall spine seated position. We're going to do that once again. To add in, we're going to reach the arms forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. With the exhale, draw the ribs together. Feel the ribs sliding towards the hip bones and round through the back. Let's keep our feet heavily grounded, rounding through the spine, scooping the belly in. Holding it here now. Let's bring the hands to the opposite shoulders and do that twisty movement. So twist, come back to center, and twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Can we feel the ribs still sliding towards the hips? Keeping the neck long. Keep moving here into your twist. To take it one step further, you bring your fists together and you twist, twist. You can go a little faster. Twist, twist. Keep the knees together. The feet are heavily grounded. One more on each side. Good. Reach the arms forward and scooping the belly in. Come back to that seated position. Now make sure you have enough space behind you. We're going to roll all the way down. So either you hold on to the backs of your thighs for a little more support or for a little more challenge, reach the arms forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, scoop that belly in. Let the ribs drop towards your hip bones. And now slowly, vertebra after vertebra, we're going to lower down. So let your lower back kiss the mat. And then slowly lower all the way down. Good. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Bring the base of your palms, the heels of your hands onto your hip bones, fingertips towards your pubic bone. Inhale, big breath in, inflate your rib cage. With the exhale, tilt the pelvis. Imagine you have a cup of tea on top of your pubic bone and you're spilling the tea over your belly. So the belly button goes in and now your lower back is imprinted on the floor. So you don't have any space there. So your core is nice and engaged. Good. Reach the arms long by the sides. We're going to keep this imprint. Inhale. Exhale. Lift one leg into tabletop position, 90 degree in the knees, and then the other leg. Good. So can we still feel that core nice and engaged? The neck is long. Good. Interlace the fingers behind your head. Let the elbows be really wide, but still in your peripheral vision. So we're not extending the elbows this way. They're still in our peripheral vision. And now we're going to curl the head and the upper spine off the floor on the exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, imprint the spine. Pull the ribs down towards your hip bones. Keep the head heavily resting in your hands, elbows wide. And let's keep moving. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Making sure the knees are over the hip bones. Keep moving. Inhale, exhale. Can we feel those abs switching on? We'll do two more. Last one here. Nice and controlled, precise movements. Remember. Now let's keep it lifted. Reach the arms long by the side. And we're going to pump the arms up and down. So 5 on the inhale, 5 on the exhale. Keeping the arms nice and strong. So keep going here. If at any point it feels like it's too much for your neck, you can lower the head, but keep pumping the arms and keep that core engaged. For those of you who want a little more, stretch the legs up, point the toes. Keep breathing. 5 on the inhale, 5 on the exhale. For a little more challenge, bring the heels together, toes apart, and reach the legs long to an angle. Ooh, really firing up those abs. Keep breathing, keep the head lifted if you're lifting. We've got 10 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, everyone. Hug the knees in. Roll from side to side. Let's give those abs a little break. Moving into our bridge sequence. Plant your feet down. Arms are by the sides. Feet are parallel, knees are parallel. Inhale here. Exhale, scoop the belly in, lift the tailbone this time, and one bone after the other. We're going to articulate the spine off the mat. So take your time, no rush at all. Now once you're right at the top, feel the ribs once again draw down towards your hip bone. So we're not flaring the ribs this way. Hug the ribs in. Send them towards your hip bone so your core is nice and tight. You should really feel your hamstrings work here, your glutes are engaged. And now we're going to lower down the same way we came up. Starting from the upper back, one vertebra at a time. Lower the spine down. Good. Now we're going to lift up, but in a different way. This time think of your spine and your hips being one block. So you're going to lift everything in one block. All right, arms by the side, plant your feet down, inhale. Exhale, lift everything up in one block. Can you still keep those ribs together? Lower down, in one block, lift up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Let's go for 5. Nice and precise movements. You're pressing equally into both your feet. You're squeezing the glutes at the top, and you're keeping your knees and your thighs parallel. Your neck is still long, your chin is away from your chest. That's the last one, and we're going to hold it at the top. Hold it here. All right, let's shift our weight into the right foot and shoot the left leg high up towards the ceiling. If you can't straighten the leg, you can keep it at a 90-degree angle. That's okay. And now we're going to lower the hips and lift. Just 3. We've got this. Lower and lift. So both the hip bones should rise together. Doesn't matter how high you go, keep them level. That's the last one. Keep it lifted, and bend the knee, and bring everything back down. All right, we've got 2 legs, so we'll move to the other side. Inhale here. Exhale, lift everything up in one block. Let's keep those ribs connected. Press into the left foot this time and shoot the right leg high up. All right. Check in with your hips. They should be nice and level. And now we're going to lower the hips. Press into that left foot and lift the toes up towards the ceiling. 5 more. Sorry, 3. 3, 2, 1. Let's keep it lifted. Keep lifting. And bend the knee. And bring everything back down. All right, before we move into our glute series on the side, we're going to do one last exercise for our abs. So we're going to interlace the fingers again behind the head. Let the head heavily rest in the hands and bring both the legs in that tabletop position. Imprinting the spine. Ribs are connected. Now we're going to inhale, exhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders, extend the right leg to a 45-degree angle and twist. So elbow to knee and switch, switch and switch. So think more of rib cage towards the opposite hip bone and notice if your hips are swinging from one side to the other. So you want to keep your hips nice and stable. Think of lengthening the legs from the hips and then bringing the rib cage towards the opposite hip bone. Let's keep moving. We've got 3 more. Keep breathing. Keep the head heavy in your hands. Last one. Good job. And lower everything down. Hold on to the backs of your thighs and slowly roll yourself up to seated. All right. Okay, we're going to move to our sideline sequence. For the first one, we're going to work on those inner thighs before we move into the glutes. So bring your right elbow under the right shoulder. Forearm is parallel to the top edge of your mat. All right. Legs are nice and long to begin with. Okay. And the top leg is going to bend and come forward. So if this is not comfortable for you, you're just going to bring the knee down. So the knee in one line with your left hip. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift that bottom leg. All right, so it's either this or this. Pick your level and let's start. So both our hips are stacked and now think of lifting the bottom waist off the floor. So your core is engaged. And let's begin. Lift, lower, lift, lower. It can be a very small movement, but you'll feel it right here in your inner thigh. We tend to forget about the inner thighs, working on the glutes, on the outer thighs. So this is a great way to get these muscles fired up. And keep moving up and down. While we're moving the leg, we want to keep our core engaged by lifting the bottom waist off the floor. Let's go for 3 more. Lift and lower. Lift, lower, keep that leg nice and long. Good, keep it lifted, little pulses. So we love pulses in Pilates. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, lower the leg. And now we're going to lower ourselves all the way onto the side. Extend that bottom arm and create a little shelf for your head. So your neck is nice and free of tension now. So once again, imagine a stream of water underneath your waist, and you don't want your waist to touch that water. So lift the bottom waist. Good. All right, bend both the knees. So your knees are in line with your hips, 90-degree angle from your hips and your knees. Working on those glutes now. All right, we're going to lift that top leg and bring it back towards the bottom leg. Let's keep moving here. Now, notice I'm not lifting the hip and letting that top hip fall back. Imagine you have a cup of tea on top of this top hip and you want to keep it nice and stable. Remember, precision and control. Let's go for 8. Keep breathing. Keep that bottom waist lifted off the floor. 6, keep breathing, 5, 4, 3, 2, I'm sure you can feel the burn now, I certainly can. Last one. All right, let's keep it lifted. Bring the knee to touch the bottom knee, keep the foot lifting, and then the toes touch. Knees and toes. So we're working on that rotation in the hip. Knees, toes. Knees, toes. So while we do that, let's try to keep the core nice and engaged. And it's getting really burny. I know your hips are talking or screaming to you now. Let's go for 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Nice job. We're not done. Lift both your feet. Bring the knees together, heels together, Charlie Chaplin legs. And we're going to open the knees and small little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Good job. Give that glute a nice little tap and lift yourself up. Come into a mermaid kind of stretch. So both the knees are bent. We're going to reach to one side. Give yourself a nice side stretch. And then to the opposite side. All right. So we're going to switch over to the other side. So swing your legs over. And come onto your forearm to begin with. So left elbow under the left shoulder. So notice I'm not collapsing here. Push away from the ground. So your shoulder is nice and strong. Legs are straight and then bend the top leg. So either this or you drop the knee. Whichever you choose, keep the waist lifting off the floor. All right. Let's go for those inner thighs. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One side is always a little harder. For me, it's this one. Just notice the difference between both the sides. Lower. It can be a very small movement, but you feel these muscles here working. We've got maybe 6 more. Keep that bottom waist lifting off the floor. Keep that leg really, really long. 3, 2, 1. And keep it lifted. Little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release everything down. Good. So extend that bottom arm first. Create that shaft for your head. Both your hips are stacked. Lift the bottom waist off the floor. Imagine that ice cold water this time. Okay. Bend both the knees 90 degrees in the hips and in the knees. Right. Okay. This time, we're going to lift the leg and lower. If you want a little more challenge, you can even lift that top arm. Without supporting yourself, you're using your core more this time. So remember, precision and control. Imagine that cup of tea on the top hip right here. You don't want to spill that tea. Let's go for 5 more. And the second side we do always burns a little more because both sides work when we work on one glute. 2 and 1. All right. Keep it lifted. Now knees and toes. Knees and toes. Go as slow as you need to. Feel that burn. Keep that cup of tea nice and stable. Remember, you want to keep the bottom waist lifting off the floor. Even if it touches, that's okay. But you want to visualize it lifting so that your core stays nice and engaged. Let's do 2 more. Breathe. Last one. All right, let's get those Charlie Chaplin feet. Lift both the feet off the floor and little pulses. 5, 4, 3, core is engaged. 2, 1, and release. Come into that mermaid stretch. Stretch to the side and to the other side. All right. Let's come back into our child's pose and sending the hips back. You can keep your knees together or apart. Stretch those glutes out, stretch the back out.